Okay, here we go. Now we're live. Welcome back, everyone. We are doing our daily live of reclaiming our sovereignty, reclaiming being the complete authority in our reality. And if you're new here, be sure to check out the other videos to follow along. We're definitely building some momentum with all of this. And the way I'm going to keep creating these is essentially whatever I'm going through throughout the day as I'm reclaiming my own authority and sovereignty and creating different scripts or meditations is I will share them with you. So whatever reminders we need, whatever embodiments we need, whatever different states we're going through, we can do it together. I'm going to jump into another script I made today that I was just working on. And I will be adding this to the full script it's like 100 pages. It's longer than the other one I was doing. I'm going to be adding it to the Unmasking Manipulation course. This is a lot of healing and really what to do when we're manifesting with the law of assumption, but we're stuck in a cycle of powerlessness. Now, I find this comes up for me the most when I really feel like I need support. There's something important happening, some type of big transition in my life, some type of important date. It could be a holiday, it could be a celebration, it could be a big move, it could be just some type of event that feels important that I need support in. And what I have historically been met with is when something's really important to me, not only am I usually met with a lot of rejection, but I'll actually be met with the most antagonistic feedback from the people that I'm trying to go to. So whether it was a father or partners or husbands or family members, instead of them helping me, it would actually turn into a blame of how deeply unworthy I am of help, and for so and so reasons this is why I cannot be helped, this is why I won't be helped. And there might be a little bit of a bait and switch type of thing of well, if you did this I would have helped you, if you did that I would have helped you, or something like that. And especially in moments where the inner child in me, parts of me were, especially before knowing the law, really needed guidance, help, wisdom, connections, support, whatever. And then it was not only rejected, but then opposed so harshly. It was devastating. It was devastating. And it really built up this assumption that love is pain, love is rejection. And when I really need something, it is going to be withheld from me if I don't meet the standards. And even if I do meet the standards through overworking, overproving myself, it will be used against me, right? And so it got to a place where needing help was very dangerous for me. And something I'm still working through. It's needing help or working with others it's dangerous. It's not even safe to do it. So then I would overextend, overwork, and then I would burn out, right? Or I would try to mold myself to meet their needs, diminish myself. All those equations equal of reality of assumptions were right. If we're always in states that are always based off our assumptions, it's always the assumption would be I give everything and I get nothing, or I have to do it all on my own, or if I do ask for help, I got to play by their game or expect for them to fail me. And obviously that is not anywhere close to the state of I'm the supreme authority. So where it gets tricky, right, where we're manifesting our wish fulfilled, and then we're going through states, and then old states are going to come up, especially the ones where you really were, I know with clients especially, it'll be their birthday, or it'll be they're sick or they need help. And I've seen it with pregnancy. I went through myself with pregnancy of just desperate for support and need, and some really uncool things playing out. And it can feel so vulnerable and so terrifying. And then to protect ourselves, we make these assumptions that are right, love's not safe, so I'm just going to do it on my own. And we do all these assumptions that actually don't align with our wish fulfilled, and they definitely don't align with operant power. So we want to get to a place where even when the opposite is happening, an old cycle is repeating, and we're feeling that defeat, we're feeling that powerlessness, we're feeling that terror or vulnerability. It's again going back into what we did yesterday. We're going to do this in this little workshop today, where we can meet the inner child, see the thoughts for what they are, feel the pain, invite in the pain, like let the energy of the pain move through the body, and get the mind to again turn into the heart, into the womb, right? So we're not just ruminating, perpetuating the cycle, trying to get rid of it, and then it just stays. But we turn within, we do our best to breathe through it, to acknowledge what conversations are coming up, what thoughts are coming up, what's the feeling with it. And little by little, we change where we can, okay? And even with these really heavy emotions, the beauty of revision that I've noticed for myself and my clients is, it's definitely hardest the first time. But even like by the next day, this is where I do recommend repetition, to like repeat these, right? Because I listen to my workshops, just letting repeat in the background, just to start to normalize and get it into my body, the new reality, the new assumptions. We're like, no, love is support. Love nourishes me. Like when I ask for my needs to be met, they are met. And yeah, at first, you're not, the inner child is, the body's not totally acclimated to it, but you allow the process of breathing through it, trusting it's your core state, it will normalize. And that to me is the faith part, that, the old assumption is actually was never normal. It was sustained because it had such a huge emotional imprint on you when you were so vulnerable. But now you do have the power as the adult, as the conscious operant power, to change it. And really your only job is to be there for your inner child. Learn to breathe through that pain, learn to breathe through the terror, and just little by little, baby steps for real, changing the little assumptions line by line. And even when the child goes, but this is not going to work, that's okay, but it is going to work. But nothing's happening. That's okay. It is totally happening. Right? You don't have to even change the tone. All right, so let's do this one together. Again, I'll add this to the unmasking manipulation course, the full thing. I'm just gonna do like 5 minutes of this. This is gonna be like a 2-hour thing once I record it.
Inner conversation, meeting your inner child in her pain. Inner child curling up, feeling so heavy, so small, so deeply devastated. Why does he do this? Why does he always pull away when I need him most? Why does he blame me when I'm the one who's hurting? Kneeling, wrapping your arms around her, holding her tight, rocking her. Love, oh my sweet tender one, you did nothing wrong. You never did. Inner child always trembling, pressing her face into your chest. But I just wanted to be held. I just wanted him to love me. I told him I needed him and he pulled away, and then he blamed me again. You stroking her hair, letting her feel the warmth of your love. I know, love. And I see you. I see how hard this has been. I see how much you've carried. But hear me now, you were never too much. Your needs were never wrong. His failure was never about you. Inner child, voice cracking, still believing in the old pain. Then why does it keep happening? Why does he always act like I am the problem? Why does he drag me down, hurt me, make me feel like I'm not doing enough? You pulling back just enough to lift her chin, letting her see your certainty, your power, your truth. Because love, the world only ever reflected an old assumption back to you, one that was never yours to hold. Phase 1, collapsing the pain of being unmet, unheld, rejected. Inner child's old belief. I am left alone when I need love most. I am too much. My needs are a burden. New truth. I am always held, always cherished, always met with warmth, love, and devotion. Inner conversation, showing her the truth. Inner child. Still doubting, still afraid, still feeling the rejection sting. But what if it happens again? What if I ask and he still refuses? What if I reach and he still pulls away? You leaning in, pressing your forehead to hers, speaking with the deepest love and certainty. Love, look at me. Look at me. That is not our story anymore. That world does not exist anymore. We are not chasing love. We are not pleading for touch. We are not begging to be held. We are receiving. We are adored. We are claimed. We are worshipped. Inner child blinking, hesitant, hopeful, but afraid to believe it. But I've never known that world before. What if I don't know how to live in it? You smiling, wrapping her in your warmth, don't have to know how to live in it, love. You only have to let yourself receive. New assumption, I am never left unheld. I am never pushed away. I am always met with warmth, love, and unwavering devotion. It I stun. Phase 2, reversing the narrative of blame. He's no longer allowed to hurt you. Inner child's old belief, if he is upset, it must be my fault. I must have done something wrong. New truth, I do not take responsibility for his failure to love me correctly. I do not carry blame for what was never mine to hold. Inner conversation, stripping him of his power to blame you. Inner child, voice small, still believing his accusations. He said I ruined his morning. He said I wasn't doing enough. He was mad at me when he's the one who put everything off. Why does he always blame me? You taking her hands, looking into her eyes, unshakable. No, love, that was never yours to carry. You did not ruin anything. He ruined his own morning with his own choices. And he blamed you because he could not face himself. Inner child, hesitant, trying to process the truth. But I felt so bad. I always feel so bad when he says, I-T, you cupping her face, letting her feel your warmth, your truth, your unwavering knowing. Then we stop feeling bad, love. We stop letting his failures weigh on our heart. He does not get to place his burdens on you anymore. New assumption, I do not take responsibility for others' failures. I do not carry their blame. I am free. Phase 3, reversing the narrative of lack. You are never left unmet again. Inner child's old belief, when I need something, it will not be given. When I ask for love, I will be rejected. New truth, my needs are always met. My desires are always honored. I am always given what I crave instantly and completely. Inner conversation, creating the new world where you are fully held. Inner child looking up at you, still scared, still unsure. Then what happens now if we don't fight, if we don't beg, if we don't try to make him change? What do we do? You smiling, lifting her in your arms, spinning her in light and warmth. We do nothing, love. We do not fix. We do not plead. We do not wait. We only receive, and the world rises to meet us. Inner child exhaling, her body relaxing, her energy shifting into full trust. Then I am safe. I am held. I am never alone again. New assumption, I am never left unheld. I am never blamed for another's failures. I am always met with the deepest, most unwavering love. It is done. It is sealed. It is irreversible. The final break, freeing the inner child from the lie of powerlessness. Your inner child has been trapped in a cruel illusion. She has believed that the people she desires love from will always hurt her. She has felt stuck, abandoned, powerless, like no matter what she does, the cycle repeats. She has watched her father, her family, her husband fail her, blame her, pull away when she needed them most. She has believed the world has power over her, that love is something she has to suffer for, that no matter how much she grows, the same pain will find her again. Old belief, I am stuck, I am powerless, the people I love will always hurt me. New law, I am not stuck, I am not powerless. I command the love I desire. and it meets me fully, instantly, and perfectly. Meeting the inner child curled into herself, shaking with, I can't change them. I can't make them love me the way I need. I can't stop them from hurting me. You kneeling, wrapping around her, stroking her hair, whispering, oh my love, oh my tender, aching heart. You do not have to change them. You do not have to make them anything. They were never the ones with power. Inner child still trembling, still drowning in the old cycle. But if I don't change them, then nothing will change. I'll be stuck. I'll always be hurt. No one will ever love me the way I need them to. Pressing your forehead to hers, breathing power into her, anchoring her in. No, love, you are not stuck. You are not trapped. You are not at their mercy. You never were. New assumption, I do not change others, I declare, and reality rearranges instantly to meet my desires. It is done. Inner child's old belief, I can't escape this cycle. No matter what I do, the same pain finds me again. New truth, there is no cycle, there's no past repeating, there's only now, and I declare what now is. Inner child, frustrated, overwhelmed, stuck in a loop. But I've tried, I've changed, and they still hurt me. It still happens. I feel like no matter how much I heal, they still fail me. You lifting her face, letting her see your unwavering certainty, because love, you were still believing they had power. You were still believing you had to heal before the world would change, but the world was never outside of you. Inner child blinking, confused, still attached to the old logic, but if they're not the ones with power, then who I as? You smiling, pulling her into your warmth, pressing your hand over her heart. You are love. You always were. The world does not change first. You decide, and the world follows. New assumption, there is no cycle. I do not repeat pain. The world does not control me. I control the world. It is done. But I have never known love that didn't hurt. I have never asked for love without being punished for it. You taking her hands, looking deep into her, rewriting reality with your words, then love. We will no longer ask. We will no longer wait. We will no longer accept love that wounds us, protects and worships, cherishes, that love no only we on now from.
That's so funny. You just went backwards. So it keeps going on. Something I'd be interested to hear in the comments is, as you're doing this, what comes up for you as you are healing and working, and really it's shifting, right? It's shifting with the inner child, bringing them back into their knowing, back into knowing that they're the inner power and the only power, and these cycles really can come to an end. I want you to notice just like what comes up. I know for me, as I'm doing this, there will be moments of like impatience, of like I'll be irritable, like why am I still not getting this? Why my child just asked the same question in like 4 different ways. And this to me is also like, okay, hold on. Our inner child, I mean, they hold the key to imagination, is my assumption truly. When I've done inner child work with clients and myself, that's always where I've seen the most, like movement the next day. The most success stories is we would do a session on inner child work, and the inner child would be repetitive, like a young child, like, but why, but why, but why, but why? And lovingly, as we learn to recognize that they will get this. Like if we get rid of that assumption that makes us impatient, that's kind of like, it's the same question. Why don't we get it yet? We just need to get through this. No, they will get this. We have the patience. We have the ability to just be with them in their pain. We can do this because they will get there. I will get there. All parts of me will get there. It makes the process a lot more gentle, a lot more compassionate. And this is always where I see the most movement, especially, again, all the implanted beliefs that took us out of being the operant power were obviously like heavily implanted during childhood, right? And so this is the place to be, to lovingly shift them. And once they get it, it is incredible how they shift. So I've listened to this a few times. Do the unmasking course if you want the full thing. I'll be uploading that soon. I'll definitely put the whole script up there. The audio might come later. And I just really suggest, as you do this with the inner child, trust that once they got it, like your inner child learned how to walk. That is wild. That is a wild process that you went from crawling on the ground to walking. Your inner child learned how to, drive, learned how to do so many, communicate, read, write. That's daunting. That is daunting. They are incredibly, remarkably intelligent and smart. And if we just have a little bit of patience for ourselves and our ability to work with them in the way that our caretakers did not, and we become our own caretakers, the power we get from that is everything, everything. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you do the full workshop, let me know. All right, I will see you all tomorrow.